It was only a couple of days ago when I asked you guys on YouTube the question of whether or not the Sacramento Kings need to start their rebuild. And in the span of time when I made that video and now I'm recording this one, Mike Brown has been fired by the Sacramento Kings. Now I am going to get into the weeds of whether or not I think this is actually a sign of a rebuild for the team and what a rebuild looks like for the Sacramento Kings, because I promise you it looks nothing like any other actual competent, smart, what are some other fun words here? Capable, knowledgeable teams. It's not like anything that they're able to do, right? You look at the OKC Thunder, they trade their good players, they get some picks, and they build a great team. Yeah, that's not going to happen in Sacramento. But we're going to get to that here in a minute, because what I really want to talk about right now is the actual way that they fired Mike Brown. And this is one of the things that probably pissed me off the most about this entire situation. If you're a Kings fan, then you might know that there's been a lot of conversation about Mike Brown's rotation. Shit, I haven't always agreed with his rotations. I always say on here how Keon Ellis needs to get a lot more run, how I don't believe in Kevin Huerter. Trey Lyles is finally picking things up, but there was a good period of time where I did not like his minutes. Why is Doug McDermott getting random time? Isaac Jones is a player that you gave a chance to, and he has made the most of it. Give him some time. Like a lot of these things that I frankly disagreed with. And yes, I am just a YouTuber. I am not an NBA head coach or anything near the knowledge level that Mike Brown and his training staff has. Coaching staff, I'm sorry. But at the end of the day, the Kings just did not have the right roster. So when Mike Brown goes into the training practice facility, runs an entire practice with the team, doing their plays, talking about what went wrong last night at that terrible Pistons game, brings De'Aaron Fox to the side and says, hey, you need to be a better leader, blah, 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 whatever it is, walks over, does a 15-minute media, interviews, talking about the game, talking about how they can be better, the leadership, once again, just going over the big problems that this team is having. He then leaves the arena, hops in what is probably a very nice car because he's making $30 million fucking dollars, gets in his car, drives to the airport to get on the team plane to fly down to Los Angeles and play against the LA Lakers. But before he can even get to the fucking gate of the airport, Vivek, or whoever the fuck, calls Mike Brown, hey, you're fired. I know you just did an entire training camp and talked about how everyone needs to be more accountable about themselves and go over the leadership. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You talk to media, don't care. You're fired. Get out. Because we had a 5-game losing streak. And the game that we just played, De'Aaron Fox did not listen to your instructions. So you're gone. You're gone. That is the most pussy shit I have ever seen, and that seems to be a common thing with this team. If you watched my last video, I was very, very open about calling this team a bunch of pussies. I didn't know, or maybe I didn't quite process at the time, that the pussiness went from the roster all the way up to fucking head management ownership levels. I mean, to do that to the guy that took the team after 16 fucking years of being ass, was the one to come in and change the culture. I don't know if y'all remember, but my God, when Mike Brown first joined this team, I remember watching that first press conference and saying like, okay, wait, we might have something here. This is the last piece that we need. We have the roster to make something happen. It's the coaching, because we just went through a fucking Luke Walton and Alvin Gentry era. Like, this is a guy that did so much for the franchise. And in my mind, I was thinking, if the team goes through on a rebuild, can we please keep Mike Brown? Can he maybe be the guy that we give like a solid amount of time to coach the team, whether it's through a rebuild or while we're contending. And all of that was just thrown out the window. So I do want to take this small portion of this video to say thank you, Mike Brown, for taking this team, being, the real leader that they needed, holding everyone accountable, being just a one fucking stable piece for this team, and changing the culture. He won Coach of the Year for this team. He brought something to Sacramento that we have not seen in, I shit you not, 17 years. All of my life. Even I'm older than 17. I'm not trying to, yeah. That being said, the Sacramento Kings are going to go in one of two directions, and I have a strong feeling I know which one it is, but I'm just going to take you guys down each one of those paths, okay? The first one is full-on rebuild. De'Aaron Fox says he wants out. Might as well trade him because he's not going to re-sign the contract. Send him to Houston, get, Jabari Smith, Jalen Green, or, Reed Shepard, whoever it is, and return some young guys, some picks, and spend the rest of the season or up until the deadline getting rid of players, selling everything. Full fucking rebuild, whether it's going for Cooper Flag or AJ, I don't care who it is. Full on rebuild, GG reset. The other path, which as hard as it is to say, I feel like is a path that we're going to see them go down, is fire Mike Brown, which they did, bring in Doug Christie as the new interim head coach, and just kind of wipe their hands off and say it was Mike Brown, you know, the scapegoat. It was Mike Brown's fault. He was doing the rotations wrong. But Doug Christie, the guy that's under the same fucking umbrella of coaching staff, he's going to change him. He's going to change. And you know what? I love Doug Christie, and I'm excited to see him as a head coach. Unfortunately, he is going to get a lot more hate and, you know, just kind of getting shit on more than he should because of the situation that he is stepping into. But I don't think I have ever seen in my life a team that is supposed to be a contender fire their head coach, bring in an interim head coach, and perform better. It doesn't happen. You know what does? Okay, sorry. Let me get back to that. I think they're going to bring in Doug Christie, keep the roster the same, and then just try to contend and make something happen. But they're going to fail, and then the next year they're going to trade De'Aaron Fox. They're just going to delay the rebuild by 1 year. Okay, that's the other path that I see them going down. But anyways, I'm sorry. I'm all over the place. I still just am trying to process what just happened. Vivek and the ownership is for some reason focusing on the coaching staff instead of the very obvious fact and the thing that everyone has been pointing out, and that's the fact that the roster is lacking. I don't give a shit if you brought in DeMar DeRozan. I know we were all happy. I was very excited. I still think that DeMar isn't like the cancer for this team, but my God, you can't settle with a fucking 40-year-old DeMar DeRozan. There needs to be wings. There needs to be defense. Kevin Huerter, why the fuck is he still here? He's supposed to have been gone for like 2 years. So many of these guys, we need three-point shooting. So many different things that Mike Brown can't fucking control. What do you want him to do? I mean, oh my God, at some point it becomes ridiculous. Going back into what the Sacramento Kings have been for so long, which is just fucking a bunch of idiots. I also think that this is like the huge domino that's going to lead to De'Aaron Fox leaving the team. I know that there's been some rumors about how De'Aaron Fox was the, you know, like the coach killer in this situation. Like he said, hey, you need to either fire Mike Brown or I'm going to leave or whatever it is. De'Aaron Fox's wife, herself, and some other sources that are pretty close to De'Aaron have said that that's just not true. Obviously, they're not going to sit there and say that it is true, but I think that that's worth seeing, you know, that they commented on that, which makes it kind of worse if the Kings want to keep De'Aaron Fox and he didn't say anything about, you know, getting rid of Mike Brown. Because if there's one thing De'Aaron has really appreciated from the Sacramento Kings in this, you know, recent contention run, it's that they've been very consistent. They come in every year with the same head coach, something that he isn't really used to. And it was just very comfortable. It was a sense of normalcy. There wasn't a new coach every single year. There wasn't some new, you know, big trade happening every year. And it's something that I think he really enjoyed in Sacramento since he didn't really have that at all. And now that that's gone, mid-season, December 27th, you're getting rid of a coach and you're supposed to be a contending team. What does that do for you? That does nothing. That makes you worse. So obviously when you step away from it a little bit, it's blame on everyone. I think that Mike Brown had some blame for his rotations. Do I think that he deserved to be fired? God, no. But there was some blame from him on there. Ownership not making the moves, right? They're not making the trades. They're not making the whatever because they want to save money, which is absolutely insane. Vivek does not want to go into the luxury tax, but he's going to give Mike Brown a $30 million contract just to fire him that same year. Pretty crazy. And then last is obviously the players. It really just boils down to the players here, where De'Aaron Fox, I said in my last video, as much as I love the guy, I love everything he has done for Sacramento, and I will always be a fan, he is not a leader. He cannot be the franchise player. He is not the leader of this team, never has been and never will, at least vocally. And I think that loss against the Detroit Pistons and his response to that in his press conference really shows you the truth in that. To sit there and say, whoa, you know, it's not going to make anyone feel better if I say I did anything wrong. You are a fucking pussy. The 2024-2025 Sacramento Kings are just pussies, dude. To see someone who is supposed to be the franchise player saying that shit is so bad. It's so gross. So if he's gone, you know, it's just like, all right. I at that point, I don't really care. My hope for this team, and something that I kind of referenced in the start, is just that they actually go all in on a rebuild. I am so sick of teams in the NBA in general. Like, you can look at the Chicago Bulls that sit there just half-ass, like just stroking their shit a little bit and then just letting it go. Like, bro, if you are going to trade your best players, or if you're going to fire your fucking head coach and you're not contending, blow it up. If De'Aaron Fox leaves this team, I'm telling you right now, I will be outside of Golden 1 protesting with a sign that says trade Domantas Sabonis, trade Malik Monk, trade DeMar DeRozan, trade fucking Keegan Murray at that point. You know, I saw some people say to build around Keegan Murray. Please, God, don't do that. Trade every single fucking person on this roster, and I want 30 first-round picks in return. Like, that is the only way that we're going to be able to rebuild and find some sort of success soon. That or, you know, if Vivek sells the team. That being said, I think that's all I have. I'm sorry if I was a little bit heated in this video. I'm still kind of processing what this means for the team, what this team is going to look like by the trade deadline, and also I was actually at the game tonight or last night in Detroit, so I had to watch Jaden Ivey, the guy that I hated on for quite some time, hit the game winning and won over my team. Don't know why De'Aaron Fox fouled him. Don't know why. I don't know why you jump on that in the first place, and I don't know why you're sitting back and not up protecting the three like Mike Brown told you to do. Okay, hope you guys all enjoyed. Be sure to like and subscribe. Comment down below your opinions on the Sacramento Kings. What's next? Is this, you know, just an overreaction, or, you know, what are they going to do? Are they going to trade everyone? Are they going to try to contend with Doug Christie as the coach? I don't know. You tell me. I'm so sick of this fucking team. All right, see you guys in the next one. Also, sorry for making a lot of videos about the Kings, but there's a lot of stuff going on. Okay, see you guys later.